Welcome to Singapore. Get ready for some jaw-dropping facts about this one-of-a-kind island nation. Today we are counting down the top 10 things that make Singapore so unique. You'll definitely be surprised by a few. Let's dive right in. Fact number 10. Did you know Singaporeans are officially the world's fastest walkers? I've been to Singapore multiple times and I always noticed how fast-paced life is there. It's like everyone's on a mission. People zip down the sidewalks, trains arrive with military precision, and the entire city moves with this electric energy. But what I didn't know was that Singapore actually broke a world record for walking speed. According to a British Council study, Singaporeans walk at an impressive 6.15 kilometers per hour, about 3.8 miles per hour. That might not sound like much at first, but trust me, when you're actually in the city, you feel it. It's like walking with purpose has a whole new meaning there. And honestly, it's contagious. You find yourself speeding up just to keep up. It's as if the whole city is always one step ahead. So next time you're in Singapore, prepare for some serious sidewalk sprints, because a casual stroll in this place means business. Fact number 9. One of the most unique and controversial aspects of Singapore's justice system is caning, a punishment that's legally sanctioned for certain crimes like theft and drug-related offenses. While the idea might sound harsh to outsiders, caning has been a part of Singapore's approach to maintaining strict law and order, and it's actually been credited with contributing significantly to the country's exceptionally low crime rates. Caning in Singapore is a serious deterrent. It is not a slap on the wrist, but a physical punishment carried out with a cane, typically on the bare buttocks, and it can be quite painful. This method is reserved for specific crimes and is administered under strict conditions, usually for offenses that are considered serious breaches of public order. For instance, in the 1990s, an American teenager named Michael Fay was famously sentenced to caning for vandalizing cars, which drew global attention to Singapore's strict penalties. This approach has been effective in making people think twice before breaking the law. While it might seem extreme, caning is part of Singapore's zero-tolerance approach that has helped to create one of the world's safest urban environments. The visible consequences of caning, combined with heavy fines for even smaller offenses like littering, mean that Singaporeans live in a society where public spaces are respected, crime is rare, and safety is almost guaranteed. In Singapore, law and order aren't just concepts. They are felt daily, and caning serves as a clear reminder that actions have serious consequences. This discipline-oriented approach has transformed Singapore into a place where people feel secure, and it's one of the reasons why it is known as one of the safest cities on the planet. Fact number 8. Here's something surprising about Singapore. Over 80% of Singaporeans live in public housing. But don't let the term public housing fool you. This isn't basic or run-down housing by any means. Singapore has perfected the model, offering affordable, comfortable, and high-quality apartments that are well-maintained and even come with amenities like playgrounds, fitness centers, and green spaces. Public housing in Singapore, managed by the Housing and Development Board (HDB), is something the government takes a lot of pride in. They've designed it to be accessible for people from all walks of life, creating a sense of community and belonging. Each neighborhood is carefully planned to include schools, shops, and parks, making it easy for residents to meet their needs without going far. It's a system that is unique to Singapore and shows how serious they are about providing a great quality of life for everyone. Living in HDB housing is actually a norm here, and it's something many Singaporeans are proud of. Fact number 7. Despite being a bustling urban city-state, Singapore is remarkably green. Almost half of its land area is covered by trees and lush vegetation. This unique mix of urban and natural spaces makes Singapore feel like a garden city, even in the heart of its busiest districts. The government has taken major steps to integrate greenery into urban development, from iconic spots like Gardens by the Bay with its futuristic super trees to the beautifully landscaped parks and green corridors connecting different parts of the city. Singapore's approach to greenery is nothing short of impressive. Skyscrapers often feature rooftop gardens and vertical greenery, bringing nature into the concrete jungle. The dedication to to greenery doesn't just make Singapore look beautiful, it also has practical benefits. The abundant trees help lower temperatures, reduce air pollution, and provide Singaporeans with plenty of recreational spaces to relax and unwind. This commitment to a greener world has earned Singapore a reputation as one of the world's most eco-friendly cities. So whether you're wandering through city parks, taking a scenic walk along tree-lined streets, or marveling at nature blended into architecture, you will feel the balance between urban life and nature that makes Singapore one of a kind. Fact number 6. Singapore is one of those rare gems which is both a city and a country. It is not alone, though. Monaco and Vatican City are also city-states, meaning they are tiny countries that are basically one big city. But Singapore stands out because it's not only way bigger than the others, but also packs in all the excitement and energy of a global metropolis. With limited space, Singapore makes the most of every inch. Skyscrapers, green spaces, efficient transport systems, everything is tightly organized and planned, and it all just works. Being a city and a country rolled into one gives Singapore a special kind of unity. This setup allows it to be super organized, efficient, and incredibly diverse. It is crazy to think that this small place is such a huge player on the global stage, from finance and tech to culture and tourism. And unlike other places where you might feel disconnected across regions, Singapore feels like one big connected community. It's a whole country in a single city, and it totally works. Fact number 5. Singapore is famously known as one of the cleanest cities in the world, and this reputation isn't by accident. The city has strict laws and policies to keep public spaces spotless, and you'll be hard-pressed to find litter on the streets here. Singapore's dedication to cleanliness is deeply woven into everyday life, and you will quickly notice how the city maintains its pristine look. From littering and spitting to smoking in undesignated areas, Singapore enforces fines for a variety of actions that could impact public cleanliness. And people take it seriously. The culture of cleanliness is something locals are proud of and contribute to. With beautiful green spaces, pollution-free streets, and an environment that feels fresh and well cared for, Singapore's approach has paid off big time. So when you're in Singapore, you will experience firsthand what it's like to be in one of the world's cleanest, most orderly cities. It is a level of public cleanliness that most other cities can only dream of. Fact number 4. Singaporeans love their food, and eating out is such a big part of the culture that many households don't even cook at home anymore. In fact, around 1 in 4 Singaporeans eats out on a daily basis. This isn't just about convenience, it is a celebration of Singapore's diverse food culture, where you can find an array of foods influenced by Chinese, Malay, Indian, and Western flavors all over the city. The heart of Singapore's food scene lies in its hawker centers, bustling food courts where you can grab a delicious meal for an average of just $6. Here, locals and visitors alike feast on iconic dishes like chicken rice, chili crab, laksa, and satay, each stall serving up flavors that are uniquely Singaporean. Hawker centers are more than just places to eat. They are cultural icons, so much so that Singapore's hawker culture was added to UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage. This dining culture has practically made eating out a national pastime. So if you're in Singapore, don't expect to stay in. Head to a hawker center or food stall and dive into the city's rich flavors. Singaporeans' love for dining out is a delicious part of life in this food-obsessed city. Fact number 3. Singapore is a rare gem, being one of only 3 true city-states in the world. But it stands out even more because it is not just a city and a country. It is an island nation. Made up of 1 main island and 63 smaller islands, Singapore may be tiny, but it's a powerhouse on the global stage. Its strategic position in Southeast Asia has transformed it into a vital hub for trade, connecting major shipping routes between Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. This location has helped Singapore become one of the busiest ports in the world, with ships from around the globe passing through every day. Despite its small size, Singapore has an impressive influence, playing a key role in international finance, trade, and travel. Being an island city-state also makes Singapore unique in how it approaches land use. With limited space, Singapore has maximized its infrastructure vertically with towering skyscrapers and efficient urban planning. And let's not forget the beautiful islands nearby, like Sentosa, which is a popular destination for locals and tourists alike. Singapore may be compact, but it proves that size doesn't matter when you're a global player making waves across continents. Fact number 2. Singapore is often nicknamed the Fine City. And it's not just because of its beautiful skyline and spotless streets. Here, fine has a double meaning. Singapore is known for its strict enforcement of rules, with fines in place for a range of behaviors to keep the city clean, safe, and orderly. From littering and jaywalking to spitting and chewing gum in public, breaking even minor rules can lead to hefty penalties. For instance, littering can result in a $1,000 fine for a first offense, and repeat offenders may be required to perform community service. One particularly unique rule is the fine for failing to flush a public toilet. Yes, you heard that right. If caught not flushing after use, you could face a fine of up to $150. Singapore's commitment to sanitation goes beyond public areas to individual responsibility, ensuring everyone does their part to maintain a high standard of cleanliness. One of Singapore's quirkiest bans is on chewing gum. Since 1992, importing gum, except for therapeutic use, has been illegal due to the mess it caused on sidewalks and public transport. The country's strict approach has paid off. It's often celebrated as one of the world's cleanest cities. They even founded the World Toilet Organization in 2001 to promote better global sanitation. For Singapore, cleanliness isn't just a preference, it is a way of life that is well enforced, making this city uniquely fine in every sense. Fact number 1. Singapore is famously known as the Lion City. But here's the ironic twist. There has never been a single lion native to the country. This legendary name comes from a historical misunderstanding. According to folklore, a Sumatran prince named Sang Nila Utama was exploring the region when he caught sight of what he thought was a lion, a symbol of strength and bravery. Inspired, he named the city Singapura, which translates to Lion City in Sanskrit. However, it turns out that lions have never actually lived in Singapore or anywhere else in Southeast Asia for that matter. The animal he saw was likely a Malayan tiger, a species that used to roam the area. Despite the mix-up, the name stuck and has since become a major part of Singapore's identity, representing courage, resilience, and strength. You will see the lion symbol everywhere, from the national crest to the famous Merlion statue at Marina Bay. The Merlion, a half-lion, half-fish creature, is now an iconic representation of Singapore, symbolizing the country's close ties to the sea and its unique heritage. So while lions may not roam here, the spirit of the Lion City is definitely alive and roaring. So there you have it, 10 fascinating facts about Singapore that make this place truly one of a kind. Which fact did you find most surprising? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more amazing insights about cities around the world.